Dr. Matt here. So why do we snack? Snacks. Boredom, distracted eating, just overindulging, food insecurity. Is there gonna be more food? I gotta snack now. Socializing for hunger's sake. So many reasons we snack. Consider that $14 billion is spent every single year, and that's going up every year, by the food and beverage industry trying to convince you that you need to snack more, that you need to eat more food, that you must be starving, you must be, lacking in food and calories because you need to eat more. And guess what? These billions are not spent advertising, grass-fed beef, wild Alaskan salmon, the value of local vegetables, and creating your own, vineyard. No, they're spent on fast food, sugary drinks or sugar-free drinks, candy, cookies, crackers, anything on General Mills menu. Potato chips, you just can't eat one, right? You just can't eat one. That is our slogan. So calorie-dense, nutrient-devoid foods, that is what billions are spent on. Tack on the fact that most people have no life margin. Day after day, they live their lives under this burden of stress, no time, going. There's very small capacity to withstand life. And so the onslaught of marketing and your need for these fast energies, fast food, all that, it's hard not to just drop right into that. So emotional eaters, i.e., it's like eating according to your feelings in the moment, consistently more calorie dense, nutritionally deplete snacks than people who do not eat according to their emotions. So consider that. 40% of Americans say they regularly skip lunch in favor of just snacking, eating snack foods, these little packaged colorful foods. Guess what? Childhood obesity, it's escalating at a feverish pace. I don't know if you noticed, but kids are getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And guess what? The average kid in America consumes more than 30% of their calories during a day via snacks. Not food prepared at home, not food prepared from scratch, but snacks. 30% of children are obese in America, and 30% of their nutritional intake is coming from snacks. I wonder if that's a correlation. These kids are noted to have high intakes of carbohydrates, and I'm not talking fruit and oranges, sodium, and that's not from sea salt, and just super calorically dense foods, like your Cheez-Its, your pretzels, because crackers, our kids need crackers, right? They don't need crackers. Trust me, they do not need crackers. Grandma, grandpa, kids don't need crackers. They don't need pretzels. They don't need a box of cookies or candy available in the candy drawer. Fresh fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, olives, full fat dairy, goat products, none of those are part of the majority of children's snack fests. That is like the 0.1% of snackers out there. What are hyperpalatable, ultra-processed snacks that are strongly associated with fat gain, who wants that, ADHD, depression, eczema, asthma, dental disease, diabetes later on in life. Who wants any of that stuff? And guess what? Snacks are highly associated with all of this. When I was in medical school, students would bring in food to class non-stop, like snacks or their meals. And so they're always offering to share. And I made a commitment to myself that I was going to say no thank you to any food brought in from the outside. So student brought food in, professor brought food in, said, hey, you guys want to have some of this? 100% of the time, as far as I can remember, but that was my pact, is I'm going to say no, I don't want any of it. And the only food I'm going to consume is what I bring with myself, because otherwise I'm literally going to be snacking, eating, consuming food product all day long. And much of this food product, I had no conscious thought or desire or expectation before the day started to ever consume. It's just additions. So, do you need 3 meals a day, or do you need 2-3 snacks per day? Do your children need, 3 meals, snack in between, snack after dinner? The short answer is no, you do not, I do not, they do not. There's no research suggesting that we need to consume snacks to maintain or to accumulate health. In fact, if we go back to the days of the Romans, they rarely ever ate more than 2 meals per day. And often they would only eat 1 meal in the midday. And yet they were quite robust in their capacity to do life during that time frame. Really, it's the 8 to 5 job schedule in the industrialized world that has brought about the idea of 3 meals per day. I'm not saying 3 meals per day is bad. 3 meals per day is what I suggest because that's kind of the routine we're in. But more than 3 meals per day, if at all possible, especially if related to ultra processed snack items, is not a good idea. We want to toss out the idea that we need to be consuming. And with an abundance of food like we have this abundance of food and a bunch of food options available to us, the capacity, to say no is challenging. And we have this, inundation of you need to eat, because guess what? We got to keep these multi-billion-dollar industries going. If we all decide to start just eating what we need and eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner from food from scratch at home or whole foods, we're gonna have an industry that is not happy with us. But guess what? You're gonna be really happy because your body is gonna start responding, and your body composition is gonna start responding, and your feelings of well-being are gonna be increased. Think about the standard American snacking of pretzels, crackers, chips, granola bars, bagels, protein bars, dried fruit snacks. All that makes health accumulation and body composition optimization pretty much impossible. It's not going to happen if we're snacking on that kind of stuff all the time. Eating late at night, snacking, it's consistently shown to lead to higher insulin levels, insulin resistance. Guess what? Insulin resistance leads to diabetes. And the more you put in that food at night, guess what? The next day, your senses for hunger are increased. And you basically create this perpetual need for snacking. It seems like I need a snack to keep going. Snacking increases the likelihood of elevated inflammatory proteins and overall just, an excessive caloric intake that while you gain weight. Too many calories, especially from snack items. It's hard to do that with beef, chicken, turkey, fruits and vegetables. If you eat a piece of fruit, vegetables, a few nuts or seeds or meat, you're really unlikely to have any negative long-term consequences from snacking, especially if you're doing this consciously. Like, I'm gonna, around 3 o'clock, I'm gonna have myself an apple or an orange or some almonds. But amongst that, consider that the snacking industry in the USA exceeds $68 billion in annual sales. So the average American is eating chips or popcorn every single day of the week. Every single day of the week. So if you don't want to be the disease and dysfunction example that the majority of Americans are, then you are going to have to do something differently. We are going to have to live differently than the rest. And a great place to start is by swapping any of your current snacks that are ultra processed, that have all those colory, I'm healthy words on them. They look like they're just loaded with rainbows because all the colors on the packaging. Toss those and instead start snacking on wholesome fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, meats as a quick swap to get you on the road to recovery. But because that pretty wrapping, that pretty paper, whenever you see it, that's kind of like a promise to you that we are not going to do well for you. We are putting this on here because what's inside of us does not have a positive health trajectory, and we got to make you think it does. So we're going to make this packaging so pretty and green-like. So, all right, so let's adjust our snacking routine and let's make opportunity happen for our body. You can do this. I'm Dr. Matt, done with my rant. Please subscribe, share, like this video. Let's get your whole family, all your buddies, your coworkers accumulating health with us so that we can all be in this together. It's a lot easier, as a community if we're all doing this together than if we're just, one shot, one off on this thing. All right, talk to you guys later.